right. I just, next time, if you continue to have 90 people throwing questions at us, expect a similar response.
We'll probably be prepared as opposed to your team today.
Understood.
Again, your responses it's just up to you. Don't worry.
I have a few questions, actually just 3 for Mr. Fuller and the other people here. My first question is, do you know how many apartments does UF allocate to graduate students? What's the total capacity of apartment UF has for graduate students?
I don't think any of us know, but I'm happy to write the question down. So you're asking how many?
I have the answer.
All right, okay.
Yeah, it was more rhetoric. So for Diamond Village, Corey Village, and Tanglewood, you have 632 apartments. So Maguire is getting demolished. We're not going to include that. And in 2020, you had a total of 13,382 graduate students, but you could only lodge 632, which pushes, naturally, the vast majority of students to off-campus housing, or gives them the option to go live at the Continuum, which brings me to my next question. The Continuum has apartments that go from 500 square feet to 600 square feet at the price of $1,245 to $1,272 a month. So let's just say $1,300, which brings it down to 2.5 per square foot as a price. And then outside, the average rent in Gainesville currently is $1,444 for a 1,000 square feet apartment, which brings UF's pricing for the Continuum almost twice as much as one will be expected to pay outside. I'm not going to make a comment on that, but it does feel like you're really trying to kind of milk the cash cow. And then I wanted to ask you lastly, if you are aware with this index that is called the Housing Wage Index that has been used by the National Low Income Housing Coalition. And that index basically is the hourly pay a full-time worker must have in order to afford a modest apartment for it to be cost burden-free. So that index in 2020 for Alachua County was $17.19. So $17.19 will be the minimum one full-time worker will have to make in order to be able to live with dignity in Alachua County. And that number came from UF Center for Housing estimated in 2020, so prior to the 2021 raises of the rental market in Gainesville, prior to the inflation, estimated that a full-time worker needs to make $17.19 to be able to live without having it to be cost burden. So I wanted to just get your opinion on that and whether you think it's fair to pay barely above that your workers that are not full-time and international students like myself who cannot go outside, for instance, and do Uber or supplement that income with any other job or part-time job because our visa doesn't allow to. So I want to get your opinion and tell me whether you think it's reasonable to give us a raise of $1,300 per year when the same report and the same coalition says that one must make $35,000 a year in Alachua County to be able to afford one-bedroom apartment without having it to be cost burden, or $32,000 if you want to account for a studio. So I want your thoughts on that.
I just wanted my concern to be noted, as in I'm an international student, and a lot of students who are doing their PhD are sometimes married, like a considerable number of them are, and their spouse is not allowed to work or earn anything by law. So and also their spouse's insurance is being cut from their stipend. So $200 is cut from their stipend for their spouse's insurance. So that's so then the stipend becomes really less. And any one-bedroom apartment or studio apartment in Gainesville nowadays is too expensive. So that's why the stipend is really less for such students.
Graduate student housing is hardly an option for me since 2 of the complexes are being torn down with no plans for a replacement option for the next year. Not every student who applies else to live there will be able to get housing. I need to be able to live in my own apartment in Gainesville with my own income. Homelessness is a reality that is looking me in the face for the next year, which should never be a possibility for your employees.
My whole salary goes to childcare, and groceries right now is just ridiculous.
But I was just trying to get a handle on the process a little bit, just to kind of understand. So when I know when Mr. Fuller talked about taking it to the bargaining committee in the business, I'm just trying to learn more of the stakeholders and the protocol process for this a little bit. Like, can we know who exactly is the entire bargaining committee and who's doing the math? Like, is that sort of public record? And could we know like a little bit of the timeline? So is it kind of like a once in a month meeting that this is discussed, or how is this sort of like adopted a little bit here?
I guess my question is, how can we move forward and make these sessions more productive to all of us? Because I think not having, for example, the people that make those calculations to see if our proposals are fair and viable not here makes the administration frustrated when we do not understand why really our proposals have been rejected, and it also makes us frustrated because we really don't have any information from the university that would make this process more transparent.
About how exactly you're prioritizing our contract negotiations with the deadline coming up so quickly and only having until the end of March anyway with our extension.
I'm happy to take your concerns back to our bargaining team and the university, but I don't think I'm not going to allow any members of our bargaining team to sort of provide off the cuff opinions on information that were provided just now without having the opportunity to think about them or look at them. So I'm happy to listen to you all. We're happy to take back all your information. This session is being recorded, but I don't think we're in a position to respond sort of on an item by item basis without at least sort of considering and looking at the information you're providing.
Okay.
What else is there to consider? Sir, what else are you going to consider in addition to the information she just gave you?
I'm going to ask Esteban, if this is bargaining, I'm equipped to bargain with your bargaining team. But if this is turning into sort of a workshop or a town hall that my team
meeting.
were not really prepared to have an engagement in, I'm just not, again, happy to listen to all of this, happy to take all of this in. But I don't think this is designed to be a debate or an argument session. We're here to bargain and we're willing to listen, but
Sure. We're here to bargain. We offered a counter proposal. You can offer us one now, but this is also a public meeting. We cannot keep anyone from speaking.
I don't agree with
Basically,
that.
it seems like you're stalling. We have the most to lose, right?
I don't agree that
negotiation, then we don't get anything.
it is a public meeting that involves all kinds of people speaking. And in fact, the faculty union only lets their bargaining team speak.
Okay, then Ryan, one of our members actually posed a really great question, is that what are your specific problems with the current proposal we have given you?
It's really, we need to go back and do the math.
Okay.
All right.
Actually never
Rohit-
presented us with any documents showing us how you're doing the math. Are you personally doing math? Who are you prioritizing over us in these calculations? Do you know what goes into the math?
The math is done by university fiscal individuals that look at the cost of these things.
And why
then
are
decisions
they not present here at this bargaining session right now?
because they're doing their jobs. I'm just not, again, happy to listen to all of this, happy to take all of this in, but I don't think this is designed to be a debate or an argument session. We're here to bargain and we're willing to listen, but
Sure.
Mr. Fuller, it kind of feels like you're reacting to this as if as if you are feeling a little attacked. I don't know if you expected all of us to be here and to be communicating these questions and these opinions to you. And I get that you want to respect the process and that, you know, we can have a different discussion about what is and isn't appropriate to have in a bargaining session. But it is very infuriating to me that you would act as if you were being attacked. Do you understand how violent it is to exploit our labor? I had to, okay. The apartment that I was living in that was affordable on the salary that you paid me was literally making me sick. I had to move to a more expensive apartment. My rent takes up an entire paycheck from the stipend. I understand that you feel attacked in this meeting. Understand how the university is attacking us. Thank you.